Psychology suggests that some of the behaviors people dismiss the fastest are often linked to higher intelligence. These weird traits are usually seen as problems, even though they're not wrong, not weak, and not accidental. Often the mind behind them is operating on a different internal rhythm than most people notice. Once that clicks, the way you interpret your own patterns can shift completely. If this feels familiar, like and subscribe because this is where it starts to make sense. Number one, they talk to themselves a lot. Talking to yourself isn't a sign of confusion, it's a sign of an unusually organized mind. When you speak your thoughts out loud, you're not being odd. You're externalizing a complex mental process. Psychology shows that self-talk helps the brain label information, prioritize steps, and move faster through problems. You're essentially using language as a tool to sharpen attention and reduce cognitive load. This is why you might narrate tasks, rehearse arguments, or verbalize ideas while thinking. What looks strange from the outside is actually structured thinking made audible. Most people keep this process silent, but your mind prefers clarity over social camouflage. It's not noise, it's precision. Number two, they get bored with normal conversations. Small talk isn't harmless social glue for you. It's mentally exhausting. You don't struggle with people. You struggle with conversations that go nowhere. Your brain is wired to look for meaning, patterns, and insight, not surface-level exchanges. When discussions stay shallow, your attention drifts because there's nothing to engage with. Psychologically, this reflects a preference for conceptual connection over social ritual. You bond through ideas, not rehearsed pleasantries. That's why a single deep conversation can energize you more than hours of casual chatter. It doesn't make you distant. It means your mind needs substance to stay alive. Number three, delayed responses, not slow thinking. Have you ever noticed how your silence makes people assume you're unsure when you're actually thinking deeply? That pause isn't hesitation, it's internal calculation. Your mind instinctively evaluates multiple angles, implications, and meanings before forming a response. Instead of reacting, you integrate information. This layered processing takes a moment, but it produces clarity rather than impulse. Psychology links this behavior to higher cognitive complexity and self-regulation. Most people speak to keep the rhythm going. You speak when the thought is complete. Your silence isn't emptiness, it's depth forming. Number four, they notice everything. You walk into a room and instantly feel a shift in energy. Someone's tone changes, a glance lingers too long, and you already know something's off, but why do you see what others miss? Your brain is constantly scanning for subtle patterns. You pick up on micro-expressions, inconsistencies in words and behavior, and emotional undercurrents most people overlook. This heightened awareness isn't paranoia, it's advanced pattern recognition. Psychology links this trait to higher sensitivity in information processing systems. You're not just observing, you're integrating dozens of small signals into one intuitive understanding. That's why your gut feelings are often accurate but mentally exhausting. Your mind rarely gets to rest because it's always on. Number five, sensitivity to noise, chaos, and overstimulation. Feeling overwhelmed by noise isn't weakness. It's a sign your brain is processing more than average. Crowded, loud, or chaotic environments flood your nervous system with input. Your mind doesn't filter aggressively, it absorbs detail. Because of that, excess stimulation quickly turns into mental fatigue. Psychologically, this sensitivity is common in people with high cognitive and emotional processing depth. Quiet isn't a preference for you, it's a requirement for mental clarity. When the world gets loud, your thoughts scatter. When it's calm, your intelligence sharpens. Number 6, emotional intensity beneath a calm exterior. Understanding this trait can bring relief if people often mistake you as emotionally distant. You feel deeply, but you don't broadcast it. Your emotional world is layered, reflective, and carefully managed. Instead of reacting outwardly, you process emotions internally first. Psychology shows that people with higher emotional complexity often regulate expression more selectively. You may appear calm while experiencing intense inner responses. This control protects you from emotional overwhelm. What others see as detachment is actually depth under restraint. Number 7, overthinking as pattern recognition. What people call overthinking is often your brain doing advanced predictive work. You don't loop on thoughts because you're anxious. You loop because you see multiple possible outcomes at once. Your mind naturally runs simulations, testing risks, consequences, and long-term effects. Psychology links this to high-level pattern recognition and future-oriented thinking. You notice connections others miss, so your thinking goes deeper and wider. That depth can feel heavy, especially in a world that rewards quick answers. Most people stop at the obvious conclusion. You keep going because your brain is built to see what's next. Number 8, getting lost in their own worlds. You're staring out the window, completely still, while an entire universe is unfolding in your head. Have you ever wondered why that happens so naturally to you? This isn't escapism, it's internal construction. Your brain uses imagination as a workspace. Ideas, solutions, and insights quietly form while you appear disengaged. Psychology shows that deep thinkers rely heavily on internal simulation to solve complex problems. This is where creativity and insight quietly thrive. Most people need external stimulation to think. You generate it from within. Number 9, difficulty explaining their thoughts to others. Why does something feel so clear in your mind, yet so hard to put into words? Your ideas often arrive fully formed, complex, and interconnected. Translating them into linear language feels like shrinking something multidimensional. Psychology suggests this happens when thought speed outpaces verbal processing. You're not unclear, you're thinking several steps ahead. This can make others underestimate your intelligence. But the issue isn't confusion, it's depth that doesn't compress easily. You were never broken for thinking this way. You were just wired for more depth than the world usually slows down for. Your habits make sense when you see them through the lens of how your mind actually works. There's relief in knowing that your differences carry meaning, not defects. If this felt familiar, you're welcome to like and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Especially when the next idea asks why having no friends might actually reveal a hidden kind of mental strength.